Hey everyone, welcome back. So today's Sunday. I was off pretty much this whole past week, so it's good to be back. It's nice to get a break, and every once in a while kind of rejuvenate a little bit. But we got quite a few things to talk about today. We're going to talk about obviously Bitcoin. Take a look at the chart, see what's going on there. We're also going to take a look at the Bitcoin versus the miners for this week, see which ones did better than Bitcoin, which ones did worse than Bitcoin, and see where things are just trending right now on that. In the next video, we're going to go over some of the miner news. So we do have some Luxfolio news, BitDigital news, CleanSpark news, Hive news, and I think that's it. So that'll be in the next video. But this one, we're just going to keep it to the miners versus Bitcoin for this week, and then we'll get into the rest of the information then. All right. So welcome back. Hope you guys had a great weekend. And as always, you guys know the drill here, not financial advice. I'm investing in the following coins and companies. And let's take a look at Bitcoin right now, and we'll get into the other stuff here as well. So let me pull that up right now. And this should work, hopefully. There we go. Okay. So Bitcoin is at 21,000 right now. And on the daily chart, I'm seeing somewhat of a similar pattern that I've seen that we've seen here develop before. So it's not looking too good. I think we may be heading for another drop unless things change. If the pattern repeats itself, so let's take a look at the pattern here. We'll pull this up. Here's the same basically chart, except I put this up so I can draw on it. And we'll take a look at it here. So this is the part that I want to look at. The last dip that we had was right around here, right? We had this last dip. In that time frame, we were down here on the RSI as well. And you can see here that basically the price stayed flat for the most part while we were going up on the RSI. We obviously had a pretty big jump up right in price, and then we fell back down. And then we also bounced here, so we went up, and then we went down, flat for a while, and back up. And during that same time frame, obviously the RSI continued to go up. Price obviously went up a little bit too, and then we fell quite hard here. And we can see that on the RSI, and we're having pretty much the same pattern develop here where we had it back there. So let me clear this stuff out, and we can take a look at it. So there's that starting point where we dropped down right here. And then we're also seeing it possibly happening here as well, where we bottomed out right about here, and we can see it here. And we can see here that the price has obviously been going down from that point, trending down this way, while the RSI has been going up. And we're seeing the same kind of thing happen as well with these kind of peaks here. So we have one peak here, one peak here. We had it also here, one peak here, one peak here. We had a little bit of dip between those, and then we obviously fell down. I'm worried that we're going to possibly see the same thing happen here, where at that point, we're probably going to be going to the 15,000 range if things play out the same way that they played out before. It's just looking a little bit too coincidental right now, and unfortunately, well, I hope it doesn't happen, but things look like it might. But I could be wrong, obviously, on this. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But that's just kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. On the 1 hour chart, if we look at it here, we can also take a look at it here. I mean, on the 1 hour chart looks actually pretty good, which we've seen before, but then it just falls apart several hours later or a day later or whatever, and we continue going down. So let me pull that one up as well and show you what I mean here on that one. So right now we're obviously at 21,040. We've seen this pretty good price appreciation here on the RSI here, and let's take a look at it on the drawing here. So we can see that we are right about here, roughly, if I can draw straight. And we can see that the price from this point on here has gone up, right around there. Has gone up to this point right there. So I'm going to maybe draw that a little bit better for you guys. Oh, right there. Right, so we've had some price appreciation there. We've also had, if we look at it from this point to roughly around this point, we've seen, it's be pretty flat here, but we've seen it a price appreciation as well. So it looks like it's kind of leveling off a little bit as far as the price going up versus the RSI being flat, which obviously could signal that we are going to be possibly going down. But we'll see if that happens. But that's just kind of one of the things that I'm looking at right now to see if we get a reversal in this trend. And we'll go from there. So right now, it's still looking a little bit bullish short term for Bitcoin. We'll see if it stays that way for the long term. But right now, it's too early to tell really what's going to happen. Like I said, that daily chart doesn't look good. Seems like we're repeating. We can see this obviously happening here as well with the RSI and the price action that we might be heading for another dip here, possibly even this week if that happens. So something to be mindful of. Ethereum is also up pretty nicely in the last couple of days. Here on the daily chart, we can see it's up to 1,347. So it has done better than Bitcoin has. But I think obviously it's going to follow a trend with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes down, it's going to go down as well. And we'll have to, kind of keep an eye on it, see what goes on during the week. Now, the miners, as I was gone for the week, we didn't cover the miners, so we'll just kind of go over them really quick here. Miners were kind of mixed bag. Some of them had a couple of days down, a couple of days up. You can see it here on the chart. 2 days down, 1 day up, 2 days down, it looks like, at least it looks down on the chart, but I'm guessing it's still up. Argo obviously is at 40 cents right now. BitDigital is $1.62. Bitfarms $1.17. CleanSpark $4.26. Cores is $1.56. DigiHost is $1.12. DMG is 21 cents. Hive is at $3.53. Hut is $1.58. Iris Energy is at $3.25. Luxfolio is at 9.5 cents. Mara is at $8.04. Obviously, Mara had a huge pump the prior week when it were up almost like 50% in 1 week. Combined, it was like 25% one day, 24 another percent the next day. Had a huge jump there. Mawson was at $1.01 right now. Right at $5.57. And Stronghold Digital was at $1.83 at the end of the week. So let's take a look at the miners here, see how they did against Bitcoin. Like I said, we're going to keep this a pretty short video. We'll keep it to this topic alone. And we'll see what we can kind of glean out of all this information here. So Bitcoin was down approximately 4.1%, 4.12% on the week. Argo was down 8.41% on the week. BitDigital was down 2.41%. Bitfarms was down 13.9%, almost 14%. CleanSpark about 7%. Core Scientific was down 17%. DigiHost was down 5%. DMG was down 1.38%. Hive was down 2.5% roughly. Hut 8 was down 3%. Iris Energy was down almost 15%, so that was quite a bit. Luxfolio was down 5%. Marathon was down 5.5%. Mawson was down 10.6%, and Riot was down, or actually up 2% on the week. Sphere 3D was down 10%, and Stronghold was down 7.11% on the week. So obviously not a good week for the miners or Bitcoin as well. But if we look at it to see who did better than Bitcoin for the weekly, let's do this really quickly. We can see that Riot obviously did the best, is up 2%. DMG, BitDigital, Hive, Hut 8 all did better than Bitcoin for the week. And then we can see that Luxfolio, DigiHost, Marathon, CleanSpark, Stronghold, Argo, Sphere, Bitfarms, Iris, Core Scientific. Core Scientific obviously did the worst here on the chart. We can see that here as well on this graph here, that obviously Core was down the worst. Let's take a quick look at the 4 week. We'll do the 8 week as well. On the 4 week, we can see here that, let's see, where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin was down 4.19%, while Marathon, Riot, Iris, DMG were up. So obviously Marathon did the best. It's up 8.36% from 4 weeks ago. And the worst performer is Core Scientific, down 25.36%. And then we got quite a few miners here that are below it, obviously. And we keep saying that, I've said this before many times. Bitcoin goes down, the miners go down, 1.5x, 2x, 3x worse than Bitcoin does. And the same is true when Bitcoin goes up. The miners do 1.5, 2x, 3x better than Bitcoin does. So it's a pretty volatile space, but it's a great space to possibly get into towards the bottom, which I think we're getting close to. And then let's take a look at the 8 weeks here. On the 8 weeks, we got, let's see what we got. Where's Bitcoin? Bitcoin's down here right after Riot. So Bitcoin's down 27% on the 8 weeks. Core Scientific is down 57%, so it's down the most. BitDigital is down the least, 1.2%, followed by Hive at 11.31%. Marathon down 21%, Riot down 23%. And then everybody else here is down even worse. So Bitcoin's down 27%. Some of these guys are obviously down double, 2x that. Like Core Scientific is down 57%. And finally, let's take a look at the 12 weeks here really quick. As we can see here, we got Bitcoin's down 46%. So we got Riot, DMG, CleanSpark, and BitDigital outperforming. BitDigital has been outperforming the most on the 12 weeks, down only 20% compared to Bitcoin being down 46%. And then we got obviously Core Scientific and Mawson down over 70%, which is a lot. And then we got Iris down 62, Bitfarms down almost 59, Luxfolio down 57, DigiHost 56, Hut 55, Stronghold down 53, sorry. Hive was down 51, Sphere 3D 51, Argo down 49, almost 50. So it hasn't been good first half of the year. We'll see if the second half gets any better. But we are seeing some improvements here, at least in the weekly time frames here. We have obviously had pretty red week here this week, last week. The prior week we were in the green. 3 weeks ago we were in the red for the most part, and 4 weeks we were in the green for the most part. So it seems like every other week now we're having be a green week instead of having consecutive weeks where we were in the red with Bitcoin. Where you see here we had Bitcoin down 1, 2, 3, 4. We had like 9 straight weeks where we were down in Bitcoin. And some of the miners were actually green during that time, which wasn't too bad. But we are way down, obviously. Not much we can tell from this graph here, but we at least can see maybe a pattern developing here. Trying to see which ones have been going green the most. I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag right now for the most part. Bitcoin's obviously had 3 weeks in green. Argo has had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks in green out of the last, what is that, 12 weeks that we're covering here? 13, we got 2 out of the last 13 weeks, or 12 weeks that we're actually checking for. So it had 5 weeks in the green. BitDigital has had 2 weeks. Bitfarms has had 5. CleanSpark has had 4. Core has had only 1 week. So it's been obviously beaten pretty good here. DigiHost has had 4 weeks in the green out of 12. DMG 4, Hive 3, Hut 8, 3, Iris 3, Luxfolio 5, Marathon 3, Mawson only 2. Riot has had 4. Sphere has had 4 as well, and Stronghold has had 4 as well. So, I mean, from that you can kind of see that we are kind of bouncing here back and forth a little bit between the miners as far as which ones have green weeks, and we'll have to see how it goes. Based on the chart that we just looked at here for the daily, it does look like we may be falling down a little bit. We'll see if that happens. If the pattern repeats, we're going to be falling down, which wouldn't be a good thing because we're going down to probably around 15,000 or so. But maybe that will be the bottom and the capitulation that we're looking for. So we'll see. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Helps me out tremendously. Spreadsheet is always available to my Patreon members. Thank you to my patrons for their support there. And we'll call it a day for this video. And then obviously we'll get into the other video with some actual miner news here. So I just wanted to keep this kind of short here. I don't want to keep it too long. All right. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.